What a crazy 24 hours it's been for Casper holders. The friendly ghost decided to really kind of make its name known, surging from roughly, sub a penny all the way up to about 2.5 cents. Now, a lot of you will say, well, Nick, that doesn't matter. It's still down significantly. And listen, I get it. I understand. But this is a very good start. In fact, the 24-hour trading volume is up almost 2,500%. The market cap is up 65%, and the volume is 50% less than the market cap, which is wild because we're at 100 and almost 16 million versus a 200 and almost $18 million market cap. But it was definitely a huge day for Casper. I'm going to analyze and really kind of address what happened, why it happened, and what to expect going forward for Casper. So with that being said, sit back, relax. Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. So I am recording this a little bit ahead of time, but I will be addressing the price chart, and you guys can kind of determine if I was correct or not in what I'm addressing for Casper and what to expect going forward for Casper, because I am, posting this ahead of time. But when we look at some of these exchanges like Bybit, because we could see where most of the volume is coming from, Bybit actually hit 3+ cents. Somebody in the Discord actually shared this, and I do think that this was just an arbitrage error. I don't think that this was like there's a lot of scam wicks out there that don't actually get hit, and I think that this was just one of them. But since then, we've kind of cooled off a little bit, which is to be expected. I mean, if we're looking at this in the one day, like this price move on Casper was pretty big. I'll talk about it when it comes to the chart itself. Now, like I said, I'm recording this video ahead of time, but if you guys do want live updates, you guys are more than welcome to join the premium side of the Discord. I know that you guys are going to hate me for, shilling this, but I do give live updates on a lot of these altcoins. And, 24 hours ago, I did do a premium signal on Casper, really kind of addressing what I was expecting on Casper and for us to actually hit that, 2.5 cent zone. And we targeted it perfectly. This is actually what the chart looks like at the time that I did post this post. This is what the chart was really kind of doing at the time where I updated the Discord. So if you guys do want live updates, you guys are more than welcome to join that Discord. But this is what the volume looked like earlier yesterday. We were up about 1,300. We're at 63.77 million. Market cap was higher, obviously, but the fact that the trading volume surged another almost 60+ million is just wild to me. It's wild. And I made a video recently. It was about 6 days ago. Now at this point, it's like 7 days ago, so a week ago. And I said, if you hold Casper, you better watch this. And I did a full update on what was happening around Casper, what to expect around Casper as well. And I even said that, with Casper 2.0 upcoming, with a lot of big updates coming up, I do suspect that the price will, bounce back in a big way. And this was about a week ago, right? And in the last 7 days, Casper is up over 72.5%. You can see how flat the chart was up until this move. This was a great move so far. And we did hit about roughly this is saying like 2.4. We did hit about like 2.5 cents. Like I said, I'll adjust the chart here in a second. But everyone wants to know why, right? Like why this move happened. So in this video, what I was talking about was Casper 2.0. And I specifically used this post as an example in that video because what I said was if we're starting to see a full audit complete for Casper 2.0, that means that the launch of 2.0 won't be that far off. Now, I didn't know when the launch was going to be happening, but we did get an update. And we got an update from the Casper Network team. You can see that it didn't get too much love. I mean, 71,000 views, almost 72,000 views. That's not that significant for, an account that has over 200,000 plus followers, which means that there's really not a lot of eyes on Casper right now, which I am kind of surprised by because you would think that there would be a lot more eyes, but it makes sense because of all of the bearish price action and the bearish narratives around Casper over the last couple months. But they did say the wait is over. Casper 2.0 is going live on May 6th. Now, I do like this launch date. Why? Well, number one, the next day we do have the FOMC meeting from the Fed, where a lot of people are actually suspecting that the Fed will cut rates because of the pressure that Trump is putting on the Fed. And if we do get rate cuts, and if we start to see the M2 supply, surging, well, then guess what? I do suspect that the entire crypto market will wake up in a big way. And with Casper 2.0 launching the day prior, what better time? And we have, after months of anticipation and hard work, Casper 2.0 is ready to launch on May 6th, and we couldn't be more excited. Casper 2.0 is more than an upgrade. It's a leap forward for the Casper network and a defining step towards bridging the real-world economy with Web3. This is just the beginning. Mark your calendars for May 6th and get ready for Casper 2.0. Now, a lot of people, like I said, were asking why the price, moved like earlier today, because this got announced on the 22nd, right? Now, I did say, for anyone asking why Casper pushed so much today, it's because people are realizing that the new team in charge of Casper is not slowing down. We have watched as the Casper network has completely shifted focus and started pushing major updates. I stated before that the names behind Casper that were telling us nothing but promises, yet never delivering, was gone with Prove AI. And I stated this, right? I said that the team change and, the fact that Prove AI dropped out of the picture, it took all of the negative anchors with them. The people that were telling us, oh yeah, Casper 2.0 is, just a couple months away. And, oh, we have all these major partnerships with Fortune 500 companies. They're all gone. The false promises are gone. And I stated that I did an interview around December with Michael, which I did. If you guys don't know, Michael was great. He came onto the YouTube channel. We did like an hour-long Q&A session and an interview. It was a great overall interview. If you guys didn't watch that, I think that you probably should have. This is the president and CTO of the Casper Network now. He was previously with the Casper Association as well, but then his role changed as Prove AI completely disappeared, right? Michael gave us a ton of great insights into what they were focused on with Casper. That interview completely changed my mind on what was going to happen with Casper going forward. I said, after I did the interview, I immediately knew that Casper was in good hands. The future is bright for this network, and the price action today is just the beginning. Casper 2025 takeover has officially started. And you know what? One thing that I will say about Michael and the team behind Casper now is that they have done, in a very short amount of time, what the prior team around the Casper Association, which got rebranded to Prove AI, couldn't do in 3 years. Which is, that's just crazy to me. This is why I keep saying that Casper is in good hands. I do think that the future is bright for Casper. And I think going forward from here, we're going to witness some very big changes happening and also a lot of expansion happening around Casper. Now, you might be wondering, why is Casper 2.0 so bullish? But if we just go over to the Casper Network website and we read under the Casper 2.0 release, we could see a few things. Number one, it's a major upgrade from the previous version. It introduces significant enhancements, new features, and optimizations aimed at improving user experience and system performance. Here we have the key changes. The Casper Sidecar, which moves the RPC service outside Node software for better isolation, debugging, and separate upgrades. API enhancements for more, this is basically just more ways to interact with the network. Binary port allows more efficient node communication with binary data, improving performance and scalability. Native events introduces built-in contract level events, enhancing event emission functionality and reducing gas usage. Zug consensus protocol. Again, this is great for a few things. Number one, they do mention a new consensus model offering simpler, more efficient operation than the previous highway protocol. I think that this is going to streamline a lot of things around the network. Then we have the transaction model replaces the deploy model, enabling various interactions with global state and better performance. Accounting contract unification, not yet activated, merges accounts and contracts under a unified addressable entity type for better network interactions. Fee elimination introduces a temporary hold system on gas payments, replacing direct transaction deductions. And then Virtual Machine 2.0 allows targeting multiple VMs, improves smart contract logic and backward compatibility, and offers additional features. Again, I think that all of these, changes to the network, it's going to expand the ecosystem. And by the way, the ecosystem is not that small. there's a lot of great names on here around like exchanges. If you take those out, there's still a lot of great names tied back to Casper. A lot of it is retail focused at this point, but I'm still looking forward to seeing like Actis expand and some updates happening from Actis. We know that during the interview, Michael did tell us that, Actis is still very active around Casper. So, I'm definitely focused on that. And that's actually through Nucleus Finance. I'm still, waiting to see a big update with that. But right now, initially, they were focused on Casper 2.0, getting that out there. And then from that point on, I really do think that the network is going to see a lot more growth and adoption and even more users really kind of coming to the network. Now, on top of all of that, let's actually dive on into the price chart. So this is what I was expecting after we did wick to the upside, because again, we did hit major resistance. This is all resistance up here. This is going to be a hard area for us to actually flip over. The main focus is actually, flipping 2.5 cents, getting a 3-day candle close over it, which we are about 2 days. I mean, by the time that this video goes live, probably about like 2 days and like roughly 10 hours or so away from a 3-day candle close. If we manage to close over 2.5 cents, it's going to be a huge close. It's going to be a confirmed breakout completely. But we did really break out already from this downtrend. I mean, this downtrend is now broken over, as you guys can see here. And the good news is that we do have a major supply zone here, and it's a lot of support is actually ranging right around this level. I would not be surprised if we just kind of range here a little bit. And on the 4-hour, I believe that we're already kind of starting to range around here. Yeah, we're starting to kind of range a little bit. I would not mind us holding this a little bit before that next impulse move to the upside. But the main reason why I was very bullish on a huge Casper move loading is because of the overall chart setup. Number one, we held the trend, okay? Number two, we created a higher low, which is why I have these like lines down here. This is a higher low from the beginning of April. This was the macro low from November of last year. So I was looking at this and I'm like, all right, well, we already have a higher low here. Now we need a higher high. So the second that we actually flip these highs back here, we will have a confirmed higher high, and Casper's chart will officially be extremely bullish again. And I'm watching this. I'm watching this closely. In fact, I think that, we probably see that higher high formed this week. And if it's not this week, then it's closer to the launch date of Casper 2.0, because I do think that there's going to be a lot more discussions around Casper on not just YouTube, but also on X and social media platforms. But even the Casper Bitcoin chart, this was also showing us that, number one, it's holding the trend. We do have a higher low on this chart as well. We have yet to actually see that higher high, which, by the way, the price action on the Bitcoin pair, we're about roughly 70% away from creating a higher high. And if we're talking about the price chart on the USD chart, a 70% push would create a higher high. I think that we probably double that to about 140%. I mean, if we analyze this move on the weekly, right? So last 2 weeks, this thing pushed up about 128%. We go to the last 2 weeks on Casper. Last 2 weeks, we did about almost 200%. So again, it's slightly over. It's not exactly double what the Bitcoin pair did. So I would argue, 70%. Wouldn't be surprised by like a 100% move again from where we are at now, which would take us to about almost 3.5 cents. This would be a very good start to target the next key target on this chart, which is around like 5.5 cents. From 5.5 cents, we quickly go to 10 cents on Casper. But this is a very good start, very good impulsive move as well. It shows a lot of strength. There has been a lot of trading volume in Casper. And when we're thinking about that, we're also looking at Bitcoin dominance, right? So I'm focused on Bitcoin dominance because I do think that we're getting very close to a point in which, this market around, Bitcoin really kind of starts to top out a bit. And I've been analyzing the time frame here. It's very hard to determine exactly where, we topped out or bottomed out on when it comes to Bitcoin dominance to really kind of analyze where we would top out on. I like to look at the 3-month quite a bit. And the reason why I like to look at the 3-month a bit is because on the 3-month pair, we could see that this total time frame here was about 1,096 days from the point where we bottomed to the point where we actually officially topped and sold off. if this is the same exact pattern, if we're running off the same exact time frame, it might not be exactly 1096. It might be a little bit less, it might be a little bit more. But our time frame on alt season officially beginning and starting would be around the beginning of July. And if that's the case, Casper 2.0, the Fed cutting rates, the M2 supply exploding, it aligns perfectly with altcoins going absolutely parabolic throughout the summer, which, you know, I think Casper during that time should be closer to 10 cents, might even break out, you know, to a much higher level. You know, a lot of people still kind of compare Casper to 88. I did in that previous video as well. I still think that we could have a much larger move from here. Over the next couple months, I do think that Casper is going to surprise a lot of people. I think that it already surprised a lot of people by the strength that it showed, you know, earlier yesterday, because most of the market was actually down at the same exact time that Casper was pumping. So very good to see. Very great updates as well from the Casper Network team. I think that this is going to be a game changer. I think that it's going to really wake up the ecosystem around Casper. We'll have to watch, wait, and see what really goes on. But I'm happy for a lot of you that stayed committed. I stayed committed to Casper as well. And I never flipped. I just want you guys to understand that. You know, I could have easily have said like, oh, just avoid Casper, don't even touch it. But I wanted to reach out to Michael to really kind of get an insight to what was really happening around the network and around the ecosystem to really kind of determine if Casper was still a hold or not. And, you know, what I heard during that interview was that they're committed, they're building, and they're here to make noise. And noise they definitely made. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on, because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.